Hundreds of thousands of Israelis gathered in cities and villages throughout the land to demonstrate support of their government's stand against withdrawal from Gaza and the Gulf of Aqaba. They protested against international measures which would strengthen Egyptian dictator Nasser in his continued belligerency and his blockade. In border settlements like Nahal Oz, the watchtower was a permanent feature of the landscape. Living only 500 yards away from the Gaza Strip, these men and women knew no peace from Egyptian attack until the Sinai campaign drove out the death-dealing Egyptian marauders. The people of Israel are united in their determination, whatever economic hardships may follow, not to sacrifice their security. This month, the most remarkable prisoner of war exchange in history took place. More than 5,000 Egyptian prisoners taken during the Sinai campaign were returned to Egypt in exchange for 4 Israel prisoners held by the Egyptians. The representative of the International Red Cross signs the receipt. The United Nations Emergency Force takes them over, and they begin their long trek back to Egypt. Mrs. Vera Weizmann, widow of Israel's first president and patroness of Israel's Red Cross, Magen David Adom, together with the families, welcomed the 4 Israelis who are at last being returned from Egypt. They are dressed in clothes given them by the Colombian unit of the United Nations Emergency Force. Their complaints of brutal treatment in captivity have been lodged with the International Red Cross organization. The restoration of normal life to the Arab inhabitants of the Gaza Strip by the Israel administration covers all phases of economic and social activity. Gaza fishermen once again are able to ply their age-old calling. A representative of Israel's Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has been permanently stationed in Gaza to train these fishermen in advanced methods which will help increase the catch and improve the handling and distribution of the yield. President Ben-Zvi welcomes to the country refugees who have just arrived from Egypt, Hungary, and other countries. These immigrants are coming through the open gates of Israel in growing numbers. 7,000 arrived during the month of January alone. Israel is not allowing her political difficulties to hold up the influx of these refugees. As they step down the gangplank, they put behind them the fears and horrors they have just escaped. Here in Israel, hope and a future awaits them. They are met by relatives and friends who had almost despaired of ever seeing them again. The government and the Jewish Agency stand ready to help them rebuild their shattered lives. Homes await these newcomers who arrive stripped of all their possessions. Soon they will work and find a new meaning to living as they earn their bread and help build the country. Houses are being built as quickly as possible to keep pace with the growing immigration. Under the special youth immigration scheme known as Youth Aliyah, youngsters from countries of oppression arrive in Israel with hope in their hearts. From the airport, they are taken straight to the children's village of Ramat Hadassah. Here, these children from city ghettos will be educated in airy classrooms and in the orchards and plantations of the settlement, and trained to be Israel's farmers of the future. Children all over Israel who have celebrated this month the new year of the trees, known as Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of the Hebrew month of Shvat. Each child is given a tree to plant so that the desolation of the land may be replaced by forests, the soil conserved by the firm roots of the trees, while their leafy branches will offer welcome shade from the hot sun. Since the creation of the state, more than 50 million trees have been planted on barren hillside and desolate plain throughout the land. Snow is a rare sight in Israel. This month, for the first time in years, Jerusalem was covered in deep snow. It lasted a few days. Traffic was dislocated, but the holy city was given a new beauty. Enterprising immigrants tried out their European skis and snow boots. The younger generation, who had never seen snow, reveled in snowball fights and built the snowmen of their storybooks. The Israel Navy welcomes President Ben-Zvi and his wife on their visit to Haifa this month. They are received aboard the Israel warship Eilat. They are then taken on an inspection tour of the captured Egyptian warship, the Ibrahim El Awal, renamed the Haifa, after the port it tried to bombard. This vessel was captured in naval and air battle on the second day of the Sinai campaign. The President's party also watched Israel motor torpedo boats as they raced through the water on maneuvers. In Israel, there is national military service for women as well as men. These girls of the Women's Army were selected for a non-commissioned officers course as part of their 2 years' service. The Hebrew initials of Women's Army form the word Chen, which is also the Hebrew word for charm. This is not surprising. Elsewhere in Israel this month, in the presence of foreign military attachés, Israel Chief of Staff General Moshe Dayan inspected cadets who had just completed an officer's training course. Here, potential officers of all three services, Army, Navy, and Air Force, do their basic training together before branching off to specialize in their individual services. In this joint course, all undergo the tough training of regular infantry cadets. In Jerusalem, two Israel Supreme Court judges, Olshan and Cheshin, received the American Brandeis Medal in memory of the great American jurist and Zionist leader, Louis Dembitz Brandeis. And 2 United States recipients were Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt and Chief Justice Warren. The medals were presented by Mr. Bortman, member of President Eisenhower's People-to-People Committee. Bet Sha'arim in Lower Galilee, the Talmudic city which flourished in the 2nd century, is the site of one of the most important archaeological excavations in Israel. The ruins of a synagogue and public buildings and the relics of ancient crafts were found during the digging. Most interesting of all were the underground catacombs cut in the hillside. This was the most important Jewish burial center at the time. The doors of each catacomb were solid slabs of stone, sculptured to resemble paneled wood. Many still swing on their original hinges. Drawings and inscriptions were found on the walls. In this city of Bet Sha'arim sat the Sanhedrin, the highest Jewish law-giving body. Here, Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, compiler of the Mishnah, spent his life. Many beautiful glass vessels, more than 1,600 years old, have just been found intact in one of the catacombs. With them were hundreds of perfectly preserved oil lamps of the same period. In Haifa, the new Artists' House is opened with visiting painter Marc Chagall as guest of honor. He is welcomed by Israel's Minister of Education. In accepting the ceremonial key to this building, he laughingly threatens to carry off the paintings exhibited by his fellow artists. Crowds turned out at the Tel Aviv Jaffa Sports Ground this month to watch the international soccer football match between the visiting team from Austria and the local team Hapoel. The winter sun was hot, but not sufficient to slow up the game, which was fast and full of action. The visitors won by 2-0, gained over tough opposition.